and receives dinner for two at the fabulous Alley on Main Street restaurant.
Submit your Heart for Healing nomination to WGNS.
Talk Radio WGNS, putting the power of your free speech into action, on air and online at WGNSradio.com. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
All right, back here on Rutherford Issues, and the show today is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, which brings you the lighting of the Christmas tree in downtown Murfreesboro, December 1st at 5:30 p.m. It's going to take place in front of the local courthouse. Sponsored by MTE. We'll see you at the family-friendly event that ushers in the holiday season, 5:30 December 1st. If you can't make it, watch it on Big G TV live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We've got State Representative Mike Sparks joining us here this morning, and good morning, sir.
Good morning. Are you in a better mood?
No, you always put me in a bad mood. You ask me 15 questions while I'm trying to do a radio show, but that's okay.
You're in a bad mood. I even brought you a cup of coffee.
I know. It's that free senior thing that you get.
And then Monty Hale over here is asking me about time change. He's depressed. You're depressed. I think it's because of the time change.
You think?
Look at Monty. He's nodding his head. He said, what are y'all going to do about that? I said, man, it's going to take an act of Congress. It really will take an act of Congress to get it done.
Well, can you not, at least send something?
So we've passed.
Well, I mean.
You think Congress is going to listen to state of Tennessee?
Well.
It's Florida that's holding up. That's my understanding. I mean.
How is Florida holding it up? I thought Marco Rubio was the one who was sponsoring the bill.
It's somebody over there that's holding it up. It's not state of Tennessee, because from what I know, everybody's for it. Frank Nicely, Senator Frank Nicely from Strawberry Plains, he's country as cornbread. He's all for it. He always talks about it.
Yeah.
That's like his main issue.
We're talking about leaving daylight saving time is just all year round.
Leave it like it is,
Yeah.
And I could tell, I didn't know what he was upset about. I'm like, golly, first is Brian, now Monty's upset. Usually Monty's a pretty cheerful guy.
Do you ever think, though, when people are like that it could just be you when you walk into a room?
Come on, say a word or two, man.
I got nothing to say.
Okay, yeah.
See, he's already taken the fifth.
Get the time right.
Get the time right. Yeah. Well, I know it's a big issue for a lot of people. Seriously, it always comes up. But, he made a good point. Studies have shown that leads to depression.
Yeah.
And increase in car accidents. I mean, it's interesting if you go back and study it. So it does lead. I think there's probably correlation to even suicide and some other problems. So there's some great arguments for just leaving the time change alone.
Well, I've just decided that you told me that even though I sent it 3 weeks ago, you just got the video of the traffic on my road, but that's okay.
I'm going to show you how many texts. You know how many text messages I have?
I don't know.
Just so you know. What's that figure right there? Say it.
486.
486 text messages.
Okay, but you say you want people to hear from me,
well,
but it's 486 unread. So you just leave them unread. So
I'm trying to respond to a lot of these people. Like I sent my wife a nice text. I said, "Just want to tell you I love you," and I said, I wanted to send some flowers, so I took a picture of some flowers. Little one of them, what do you call them? A meme or GIF? What's that called?
That's meme? Just a picture.
A picture. But they move. They move. There's some lights in there. It is kind of romantic, isn't it?
Not really.
Anyways, she said, I love you, but she says, I want some real flowers, not
So, I mean, you tell people, hey, you can call me or send me a text anytime. Send me a text is the best way to get me, and you have 486 unread messages.
I know. I'm going through them, so I'll get to everybody.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Neal tried to call me this morning. I don't think, luckily.
Has it ever been zero?
No, I don't. I've tried to get it. I think I got it down like 30. If Jeff's listening, Jeff, I'll call you back later.
So this one right here is mine. What does it say? That little green one on the corner. Does it have any number?
No, you're in here somewhere.
No. I mean, how many? What's the number on that?
Oh, yours is 64.
No, that's my email. What's
I don't see a number.
Okay, yeah, because I read all mine.
Oh, okay. Do you really?
I do.
Man,
yeah.
I time management's my biggest issue. It's just. People calling and they got concerns and some issues you can't help them with. I mean, there's some things I've said, man, you just got to pray about this. I mean, and I said, there's no legislation going to help your problem. And this is a bigger issue than just the legislature.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, seriously, what's like your issue? Well, your issue is legislative related, though.
It sure is. Yeah. It's
We got to get Shane involved in that.
It's a state road that intersects a county road that's on one side and a city road on that one road is split right down the middle.
Yeah.
County on one side, city on another,
Yeah.
state road that intersects. So
It's called a quagmire.
yeah, that's one word for it. That's not the word that I generally use sometimes, but
Well, it's pretty long, that backup on the traffic.
yeah, it's every day.
Have you talked to Charlie? I mean, Dr. Baum. Have you talked to Dr. Baum?
Well, I thought my friend
Well,
here.
I try to help where I can. But here's the thing about it. Charlie's chairman of finance. Vice chairman. When you're chairman of finance, like John Bragg was for many years, that's one reason John Bragg was so effective on the budgetary issues with MTSU, is because he can get it done. You know, I mean, I'm on finance. I can just be a voice, but if Charlie's listening, all Charlie's got to do is say so, and it gets done. I mean, it ain't that good, but Charlie is very effective, and I'm sure he's teaching a class right now. But we'll say something to Charlie about it.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure because I don't have anyone to answer the phones here, but I think we had a call, and I believe this
It's
may be
probably
who
him.
we were going to talk to this
Roger
morning.
Thomas, if he's there.
Is that you, Roger?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how about that? So just blindly answered the phone and put it through. So Roger's here with us.
It could have been Jeff Neal.
It could have been. So
or Casey Clark.
what's Roger going to be talking to us about here?
Roger, tell us what you're going to talk about.
Well, we talked about Jefferson the other night, old Jefferson,
Yep.
a little bit. And I do. And Mike, I don't know if you realize, Mike's he likes these scary stories, okay, or ghost
Yep.
stories. And first of all, I've got to paint the picture. You know what's going on with this story. I mean, can I give you the long version? Has it got to be the 2-minute short version, or what kind of version you want?
So you've got about 8 minutes. So depends on how long they.
Okay. Well, good. I'd give my place of employment in a Sam Davis humble plug.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we have a History After Dark here is Christmas. We've got 2 of them. It's like 25 people. I think they cut it off at 25. It's from 7 to 9 on the 2nd and the 9th of December, but December 2nd is already sold out. And they had something similar to this at Halloween. They sell out quick, and like I was asking about it, they said, no, the 2nd sold out. And it's a 19th century Christmas, what way it was back then. You know, they had their children shared Irish ghost stories. They had parties, fortune tellers. It's a little different from now, nowadays. So I think that's right up Mike's alley, and this kind of leads into the story I may have at Old Jefferson that happened to me.
Yep.
Well,
So
lay it on us there, Roger.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Of course, that's where I'm from, is Old Jefferson. Okay. If anybody listened the other night, which actually a lot of people did, I got all kind of comments, and all of them were actually good. So
Is it the most popular show on WGNS, by the way? The Rutherford Magazine show.
It was
heard
the
from
people
5 to 6.
yesterday, our pickers. We had the bluegrass pickers here, and they listened to it. I didn't even know they even knew. Hey, man. I said, huh? Oh, okay.
Great.
It's
I'm
the most.
ready to sign autographs there.
It's the most popular show on WGNS 5 to 6 on Sunday nights.
Yes.
So remind us, first of all, since there are so many people that kind of move into this area and they may not be familiar, where is Old Jefferson here in Rutherford County?
Okay.
Or where was it, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of between Walker Hill and Smyrna, if that makes any sense. That's where it was located, on the old Jefferson Pike. Back in 1803, it was that's when it was founded, and from 1804 to 1811, it was actually the county seat. And that was kind of inconvenient, the location. That's when they moved it to Murfreesboro. Of course, it's the story there. But Jefferson, in 1967, Priest Dam was completed, and the little community of Jefferson, what was left of it, it supposedly was underwater. Okay, it's not.
Yeah.
In fact, we're taking a tour January the 13th. We got one scheduled. I hadn't done one with Toby Francis. Hadn't had one of these in a long time, and we got a real big response on this. And it's going to be Saturday, January 13th at 9, and the rain out's going to be January, or cold weather, January 20th at 9. And there's a CUD gate right there at the end of Buckeye Bottom, and we're supposed to meet at East Fork Recreation Boat Ramp Parking, but I think if that CUD gate is open, we're going to put a couple of signs. People will see it, and it's kind of a little bit shortcut because people like me, it's a little older.
Yeah. Well,
kind
Roger,
of a handicap entrance.
I talked to Roger Goodson with CUD this morning. They're willing to open the gate. So at the end of Central Valley Road, coming from Leanna, where he's speaking of, you'll see the gate open. And one thing, Roger, we need to do is get some folks that has some side by sides. Or even a golf cart that can navigate some of those little
you think
rocks
you
and areas.
get through there, Mike? I mean, have you been down there lately?
I hadn't been there since the last tour, but I don't think you can get to it from the East Fork boat ramp. I mean, you could probably with an ATV, but a golf cart I think would be difficult. But we are looking for some golf carts and some side by sides.
Okay.
And I think
Marty's
going to donate his.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's you don't want to go in the summertime. It's hot, and we almost had to use a machete to get back in there. But this reason we picked this time of the year, the lake is real low. You can see where everything, Toby's chair, where everything stood, and I can show you some things, too. My mom was actually born there. And, the undergrowth will be down, so you really get a good picture when you get back in there.
Well, didn't your father or grandfather own a lot of that land where CUD's station is?
Well, right across, he owned 320 acres across from that, and he gave all his girls 80 acres, which he had 6 kids, but the 3 living daughters, my mom and my 2 aunts, and the one aunt I get a lot of my stories from. My mom and Billy, my mom Glenna and my aunt Billy has passed, but my aunt Dot Comer, she's 94. And I get stories from her, and she's actually got scary stories. I mean, haunted stories, and it was a pretty good one she told me. You had to get with her.
Yes, let's do that.
But anyway, he gave them all 80 acres, and all their lands joined. And the house on the hill was my granddaddy and my grandmother, T. Hunter, Louise Hunter. And the story I'm going to tell is my Uncle John lived in the house my dad built in 1955. We moved out when the lake came in around 1966. And we moved to Smyrna, and the old house up there, it was abandoned. And it was like a dog trot cabin. It was a log house, had a big foyer in the middle, and had the white clapboard and the tin roof. And Dad added on a kitchen, another bedroom, bathroom, and a dining room on the back, and a big old screen porch. Okay, me and my cousin Stanley, which he passed away. This is the last of my cousins, and it's not, the only ones that are left now is me, my 2 sisters, my brother. He passed away this March, Stanley Miller. And we would go down to my Uncle John's, hang out, and he was the guy that worked on the pumps, the wells, everybody grinder, everybody knew him. And he also, this is another story, he made a cannon, full-size Civil War cannon that shot, and you could pull it up on old Jefferson Memories. Carson found a newspaper clipping and tells about it.
Yeah.
But he also made a pistol. You could load it, a muzzleloader pistol. He made it just scrap. I'm not talking other parts from guns. I'm talking from scratch.
Yeah.
And it actually worked. We found out that it did work. I'll tell you the story, and that's how we know it did work. But me and Stanley, we went up one day just curious to the house. It was abandoned where my granddaddy lived. This is, and just being nosy, kids. And Stanley, of course, is about a foot taller than me and a little bit older. And we went in the old house there, looking around, and there was a trap door, like in the foyer up the top, the ceiling. And that door was open. And so we went around, found a board. Well, he did. I was kind of helped. I was small. And we was going to close that trap door. Man, somebody was walking up there. I mean,
really?
Footsteps. No, I'm not joking, man. I know it sounds like, but it wasn't an animal. This was somebody walking. I don't know if it was still in copper wire or somebody, whatever it was something up there. Well, we took off through the side door, and my good old cousin ran me over, left me, and I was knocked down right after in the yard. He was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he left me for whatever.
Didn't you hear a woman say your name at inside Sam Davis' home?
Oh, at Sam Davis' home? Oh, yeah, 2 different times. And the lady on the other shift, other crew, she also heard somebody call my name out. Oh, yeah, I know. It's really fun. 3 times.
That's cool.
One from another person, and that wasn't me.
Well, on
And,
the tell us about the Trail of Tears coming through there, because like Brian said, if folks are new to Rutherford County, they may not be aware of the old Jefferson community.
Yeah, there was, like I said, there is a Trail of Tears, and I think it starts off at Nicer's Mill, I believe, Marty, at Tosa. Didn't he say it was like 20-something miles long?
Yeah.
That they cleared it out, and you can actually, and I actually gone down some of it to old Jefferson there. But it's, yeah, I think he told us 22 or 26 miles. And
it
I went down
starts
about
at
4
Nice
miles
Mill.
of it.
Yeah, it starts at Nice Mill.
Yes.
Okay.
And but like I said, they've got it cut out, for horse trails and stuff. It's good, it's a walkable path. It's well done.
Hey, Roger, that tour is January 13th, you said?
Yes, it's the 13th of January at 9:00 in the morning, and like I said, we have a pretty good, we got some real good response on it. So the more the merrier, that out there, everybody can come and just wear your hiking boots, warm clothes, because if it's cold, you can always pull them off,
Right.
jacket off. But,
and you never know about the weather. It could be 80 degrees or it could be 20. So you never know.
Yes, and if it's real bad, we've got it a date set for the next set.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you spending some time with us today, Roger Thomas. Mike, it was
Thank
fun.
you, Brian. Thank you, Roger.
All right, that's going to do it. Don't forget, if you missed part of it and want to check it out, go to our podcast section at WGNSradio.com or any of our socials. Also on Facebook, YouTube, and also X. Thanks for joining.
Hello, friends. Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. More than I can count, we have taken care of families who were totally caught off guard with the passing of a